So, I'm legally blind. I live in Australia, and I've worked for a massive company for 4 years. Tech and account management, basically. In Australia, for context actually, with my disability, all I need in terms of accommodations is literally a laptop of any kind and a larger monitor. That's it. Like, I just use like a 32 or a 35-inch monitor instead of a 24-inch monitor. That's it. The reason why is because I zoom stuff in, and if it's a huge document or something, I might use VoiceOver or something like that. But even if VoiceOver doesn't work, I can still read it. It's just more exhausting. So, obviously, being legally blind, it's harder for me to travel. That's obvious. It takes longer. I run into more people. There's a higher chance of me running into people and things. Obviously, you can't see well. It is harder to travel. That's not hard to get your head around. And so, recently, a change happened that made it harder for me to travel. I won't go into what it is because it'll take too long, and but a change happened that makes it harder. But even without that, it's already hard. And because of that, I requested from work that I be able to work from home on the 2 busiest days of the week. And I requested that under the Fair Work Act, which there's various criteria that you're allowed to request for these sort of things for. And so I requested it under that. My entire job, 95+% of my job is at a computer. The tiny bit that isn't at a computer can be done in 2 hours. And that's at a location. And the position up from me, to clarify, can do it already. They can already do it, and they have the same role just with bigger accounts. I am an account manager. I deal with business-to-business accounts, and I literally manage them on a computer. That's it. And so their whole response, and there is a criteria that they have to follow, or they're supposed to when they're responding. They also have to do it within a time frame. They didn't do either one. Is business operations. That was the term they used for why they could not conduct it. They offered me to manage the accounts at my current location whilst working out of a different location, but that location could not be from home. And yet they said it's business operations. What? What? What business operation? You literally offered for me to work out of a different location whilst still managing the accounts in that location, the original one. What operation is affected? You clearly don't care where I work, and yet you won't do it from home. I still have to travel. Now, to clarify, I know that some roles require travel. I know that there is some that's needed, if I have a major client meeting or something like that, that's all fine. I can travel. It's just much, much harder, which is why I asked for this to be, when I don't have something like that, I asked to have this accommodation be made because of the fact that it is so much harder and it is more exhausting. It is more risk for both myself and other people. And the biggest thing though is it's more exhausting and it takes longer. Those are the biggest reasons. And yet they not only was their response ridiculous, they gave me a 2-word answer. What? It'd be one thing, don't get me wrong, it would be one thing if they had actually followed the criteria under Fair Work that they're supposed to respond to, and they did it respectfully, and they gave me a legitimate reason that made sense. That's one thing. I can accept that. Even if it was a reason that I didn't foresee, if they had something legitimate and if they went through the proper medium of telling me that would be a whole different thing. They didn't do any of it. They didn't even bother to stick to the time frame. Now I'm left with a position of 1, find a new job, 2, which with a disability is already much more difficult, 2, stay in my current job and just do nothing, which I'm not going to do, or 3, go to Fair Work. And if I go to Fair Work, there's still literally that, they say that you have protections and stuff against retaliation, but they'll just say I didn't get, if I do want to progress my career in the future, they'll say you didn't get it for a different reason instead. Happens all the time. So basically it means that career at that particular company would just be done. Those are my options now because of something so utterly ridiculous. And to clarify, I only asked for 2 days. The 2 busiest days where there's the most people and the chances of actually accidentally knocking someone over or something because I don't see them is higher. I could have asked for 4 days and it still would not have had any effect on my role. And to clarify, it's not like we're underperforming. Metrically speaking, my results were literally leading, like, top of the country for result-wise. Like, we are like way up there. Like, that's not an issue. We're leading that. Like, yeah. Anyway, I'm basically just ranting into a void at this point, but I'm just so sick of having to fight for shit that is such common sense. Honestly, like it is just so annoying. And especially when, like, as I said, it makes no sense. I don't even work. The location that I work out of is literally, I am at a computer the whole day. Like it, and it's not like it's like just something that I asked for because I wanted it. It's literally, I am legally blind. It makes it harder to travel. And on top of that, I've had another change happen, which makes it even harder than normal. Yeah. Anyway, I'm mostly just yelling into a void, as I said. And yeah, thanks for listening, I guess. Have a good one.